year, a little bit over a year. And you well, I'm going to be real with you. I could see the red flags,
Mm-hmm.
but because I was interested and intrigued, I wanted to pursue it to see where it would go. Now we live in two different states, of course, so this is kind of a long distance thing. But we hung in there for a little minute until uh, she got caught in a lie. I just already, had the intuition and the gut feeling that something ain't right. Just something just not right. I can't put my finger on it, but she would always talk to me about her ex and how, the rapport that they have. And I'm thinking in my head, man, yeah, y'all got something going on still. You just low key ain't really telling me that. Oh, I don't like her like that. We just friends, blah blah blah. But wasn't sat right with me. But anyway,
So
that's
let me
just a
ask you
portion.
this:
Yeah,
you met her online?
met her in the group that we're in. Met her
Okay.
in the group that we're in, and um, it just sparked up a conversation one day in the group. I really wasn't trying to holler at her.
Uh-huh.
I guess she had been watching me for a minute. I don't know. So I hadn't seen her around for a minute. And so you know the regulars. So I said, oh, she popped up. I said, yo, where you been? And she was like, watching you. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, keep on watching. And she said, I will.
She trying to get little sneaky little something in there, trying to let you
Man,
know, hey, I'm
yeah,
peeping you.
I'm peeping. Like, okay, well, keep on watching. And she like, I will. And it just kind of led from there. And I hit her up on her DM, and we jumped off in there. But she came in with a facade. She came in sending her representative.
Oh
She didn't
yeah.
come in herself. She
Oh
had to
yeah.
sexy. I don't know if I can cuss on your.
Hey man, look, just whatever you want to say, it's good. It's all good.
Had a little sexy ass voice going on, and I was like, "Ooh, that's some hot." She was hot on that voice, bruh.
Uh-huh.
But these filters now, you can never really know what the person is looking like that you're talking to.
You're right.
Man, so the filter was like, whew, yeah, yeah, I can get with this. But when I actually got a chance to see her do video chat, she looked nothing like her filter. She's not a bad looking woman or anything like that, but all the blemishes and the bumps and all that kind of stuff was not in the
Right.
filters. The
Right.
complexion is different. She's a lot shade lighter in the filters and stuff like that. But the thing that caught me was that voice. Now I don't know about nobody else, but that got whipped on that voice. That voice was so smooth and it was so sweet, and she was so intellectual. And I was like,
The-
yeah,
that representative.
ooh, that rap was on, baby. That
Man,
rap
that's
was
how they always
on.
get you.
Shoo. So I
So
was
what
like, all right.
happened?
So anyway, through the course of time, what caused us to come to a complete stop was about almost a month ago now. She had hit me up, said she had lost her job and that she was struggling with finances and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I get it, I understand, I can help whatever I can help. I ain't no sugar mama or nothing like that. But if I can help you, I ain't gonna see nobody struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
So she hits me up. Ah, I'm trying to get this light bill. My lights about to get cut. No, my lights are cut off, and I'm trying to get my lights on, and I can't get nobody to help me.
Mhm.
I said, okay, well, run me the number. She ran me the number, and I said, okay, but she sent me a video along with that text message. I'm like, I can't, get no help, blase blase. In the video, she flicking the light switch. See, I don't have no lights. Man,
What?
instantly in my spirit, it said, she lying. She lying. She either turned the meter off in that particular part of the house or she
Uh-huh.
has to do the light bulb. Dude, I went ahead and helped her out, sent her a little change. But some said, no, you need to do some more research. You need to do some investigating.
Right, right.
So
She's suspecting him. Look, she's suspect as hell at this point.
man, man, listen, I spy on her ass. I got the account number. Call the light company out there.
Uh-huh.
Light has not been disconnected.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, okay, this is what we doing. All right. So I didn't talk to her a few days, and I finally talked to her. She hit me up. I said, Thanksgiving Day actually is when I talked to her. I
Hmm.
said, I really didn't want to talk to you while I was in my feelings. I said, but that, that they game you was running, I mean, you was slick with it. I said, but to be honest with you, there's nothing that you did that I wasn't aware of, that I didn't want to do. Because I'm a hustler too. I've been in the streets. I know the game. You know.
Right.
I said, but you shook me when you told me your lights was cut off when your lights wasn't cut off. I didn't tell her that I knew the information or how I got the information. I just told her
Hmm.
what I just told you. It was dropped in my spirit that you were lying, that the lights weren't cut off. So she, instead of her, being accountable and accepting responsibility for it, she gonna hit me with a enjoy life. I'll never reach out to you again. And I'm like,
Oh wow.
you're doing me a favor because I wasn't gonna reach out to you no more. You
So
should
how
think you
she
can be
gonna
the
get
last
mad
one.
because she got mad because she got caught.
Cause
That's
she
what that.
got caught. Ain't that some shit? That's what I'm saying. This honesty and this transparency.
Wow.
Man, it ain't even there. I don't know what's going on with these females out here these days, but that's
It
shorty
seemed like
right there.
that's a common thing, that I've noticed a lot of women out here. Um, they're looking for a free ride, or they're just looking for somebody to, help them out all the time. Like you'll meet somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, look, everything going well, the conversation dope, beautiful. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, months later, then all of a sudden, like they need help with something. They need help with a bill. They need help, like, you know, they
Nigga, I need help
anything.
too. You want to
Like,
know the truth of the matter? Can I get some help?
can I get some help too? Shit. I feel like a lot of it happens a lot with a lot of feminine women. They feel
Mm-hmm.
like just because us masculine identified women, because we are masculine identified, we supposed to, give to them
Mm-hmm.
the way a man would give to them.
Mm-hmm.
When in all actuality, it should go both ways. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And
Absolutely.
I honestly think that um, just dating somebody, I don't feel comfortable with giving somebody I'm just dating or I'm just talking to money. Because
Yeah.
to me, it's a red flag. It's like, well, what are you doing with your finances that you can't even pay a light bill? And if you can't pay
Right.
your light bill, then what else? I mean, what's really going on? You know what I mean? So
Right.
she, so she lied about the whole thing.
Lied about the whole thing, got in her feelings, and she snapped. And like, well, guess what? You have a night life. Oh, no, she said, you enjoy life because I'll never reach out to you again. I said, okay, that's your choice. I
So
said,
have
but
you
it's a sad day. Sad
have you
day that
talked
people
to her
can't,
since?
they speak their truth though. Huh?
Have you talked to her since?
Nope. I ain't planning to. Now, I ain't gonna be, look, let me keep it 100 with you. I ain't gonna say everything in me wanted to reach out,
Uh huh.
because I caught feelings for the girl. But I was like, I can't do it. I have to set a boundary for myself.
You
It's no
guys were
way.
talking for a whole year.
Oh yeah, a year, and we met in September. So September, October, November, December, 3 months. Two,
Hmm.
yeah, a year and 3 months, something like that.
I
Yeah.
ain't gonna. You know what? I had a similar experience, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where a woman I met online, beautiful. She worked. She said she worked on a cruise ship,
Mhm.
and just great conversation. She probably was about in her mid 30s or something like that. Um,
Mhm.
we were talking for maybe about 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks at the most. And I really thought that, we had a lot in common. I was planning on, actually meeting her somewhere, when she,
That's cool.
when her ship docked. Um,
Okay.
I don't know, somewhere on the East Coast or maybe in the South or whatnot. I'm not, I can't remember, but I'll never forget one morning she inboxed me. She like, good morning, and I'm like, good morning. What's up with you? You ready for your next, adventure or whatnot? Where you going?
Right.
Where you guys headed to today?
Right.
And she was like, well, she's like, I'm not sure. I'm kind of struggling right now. I need to pay my phone bill. I'm
Mm.
like, oh, okay. Well, why don't you
Mm.
go ahead and take care of that? You know what I'm saying? I can just, call you later if
Right.
you know. So she's like,
Don't try to come for my money, nigga. Don't you try. I ain't the one.
nah, I mean, I'm automatically, I wasn't even thinking about it like that at first. At first, it,
Okay.
it, it didn't
Okay.
even occur to me because me and her had been talking. This had never happened
Happen. Hmm.
during the whole course of, us talking.
Right.
So now she started talking about like she don't have access to her account, her bank account right now. She, all her cars are at her hotel room, and just all
Mm.
kinds of crazy stuff she's saying that it's just
It ain't
nothing
adding
makes
up. Yeah.
like, you mean to tell me you're at work, you're on a cruise ship working, and you don't have access to no money? And if you're on this cruise ship for months on end, you don't have not one coworker or somebody you're friends with on this cruise
Come
ship.
on
I
now.
know.
Come on.
Where's your
No,
family?
she thought she had a sucker. I guess she thought she had a real.
Man, I was so heated
Ooh,
because
I bet.
I really liked the girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I was feeling her. And you are, it has happened a few times with me, where, but it's like when I was younger, I would say in my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
I would, probably probably help them out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I was younger, it's like, if you really feeling somebody when you young, in your 20s, you trying to get with some pretty young thing, you know what I'm saying? You don't care about a little $80 or something like that.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? But the older you get and you start watching how a lot of these females move, how they operate, and then you start realizing like, man, they on that bullshit. Like they just
For
trying to hit
real.
me for my paper for real. I had to I had to reassess my whole dating situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like now it's like red flags. Anytime I meet somebody and the first thing if they even mention a bill, red flag.
Whoo! Zoom zoom. I'm out of here. What
Man, I'm
you
out.
say? What you say?
I'm ghosting the hell out
What?
your.
I'll be back with you. Give me a sec. You
Man.
gonna never hear from me no more, bro. It's over.
And it's not the first time I've heard this story like multiple times from different people post this stuff all the time in the groups. Like, I was talking to this chick and she all of a sudden she talking about her bill this, her bill that. I'm like, oh my God, there go another one. Please drop her name in the comment section so we know who this is. So you know what I'm saying? So all of us can
Yeah.
watch,
Beware.
be
Beware of
aware of
this
that.
one here. Her name is Shorty. Yeah. She live over there.
But you know what? That the whole virtual dating thing, it's like, see, you and I, we're older studs, right? So we were around when before the internet,
Yeah.
before all this social media stuff,
Yeah. For sure.
you know,
Messed up
and
everything.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of miss having to meet people and talk to people on the phone. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it wasn't so easy to just, you know, it was everybody wasn't so accessible online. You 9 times out of 10, if you're going to date somebody, it would be somebody in your own neighborhood. Somebody knows somebody that knows somebody that know
Right.
her. You know what I
Introducing
mean?
you to somebody or something like that. Yeah. A hookup.
Yeah, it's kind of hard now because it's like I feel like everybody is for everybody. At this point in time
Man,
because
listen,
of social media.
you never
How do you how do you feel about this virtual dating thing? Like, have you had any success at all?
obviously not. Because I met that little psycho. Nah. Listen. It ain't been working for me this last 3 years. It has not mellowed out to anything for me. Like even with, I don't even I should say names, but I'll just put the letter L. You know who I'm talking about. Use
Man,
that.
man. I don't mention names, but shoot, yeah, baby.
That one right there. I thought she was smooth too until she flipped out. Talking about you need to get some mirroring. You need to do some shadow work. You need to do this, that, and the other. I'm like, I do. What the fuck? What about you? You got the issue. You mad because I don't call you no more at the same time because I see you what you doing. How you gonna get mad and you say you don't want to be in no relationship? You can't
Hmm.
get mad at me if I decide, okay, we link up, we start getting to know one another, and the conversation is smooth, we flowing. But then the time I say, you keep telling me, why are you talking about relationship? I'm not talking about us being in a relationship. A relationship is you and I talking right now. We're in a relationship. We're talking. It's
Uh-huh.
not like I'm trying to say you're gonna be my woman. We're just talking about being in relations with someone else. Why are you always bringing up relationship? I don't want to be in a relationship. Okay, cool. So you don't want to be in a relationship. I am not calling you on the dot like you used to me calling you. Excuse my hand all in the way. I ain't doing all that. So the minute I don't do that, you get on Facebook Live and run a rant. Now, people are weird. People call you at the same time. If I'm gonna call you at the same, and you don't answer the phone, and then I go in the group and I see you posted, but you can't answer my phone call when I call. I don't have
Oh
to.
wow.
I don't have to. I'm like, oh, that one made me mad as hell, boy. I got on. I was like, I don't know who you think you are, who you talking to, or who you. I wasn't talking about you. I said, nigga, everything you and I ever talked about was saying do that live just about. I told
Uh-huh.
you I was talking to other people too. Yeah, well, even if you were talking to other people, that don't make it right. You get mad because you can't have your way about something, bro. Come on,
And see, it's a lot of women out that have these attitudes like
entitlement.
everything should yeah, everything should be about what they want, how they want it, when they want it. I've experienced that a lot too. It's like those are the ones who I feel like are the most abusive
Hold
in
on one second.
relationships.
You better get that melatonin over there and work with it.
I'm going to sleep. I don't need anything. I don't want to go to sleep, but I know it's super early.
So what you trying to tell me? Your baby and you
No,
gonna go to sleep
yeah.
at the same time? Okay. Well, good night. I love you.
Whoever got kitchen got kitchen. It's me.
That's her. All right. Yes.
Hmm?
I'm doing a podcast right now with my homegirl. Hey, say hi.
Hey,
This is part of my
hi.
family. They breaking in my
Oh.
room. Okay. So now what? All right, Jai. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Grandma's on the phone. See you later. I love you. Bye. Okay. Oh, I give my kisses and hugs now. You better
Oh,
stop
these are
the phone at the
grandbabies.
same time. One of them.
He's so cute. Hi, handsome.
Say hi. Make the phone look at y'all. Okay, okay. Okay, that's more kisses. Okay. Later. Love you.
Oh.
That's your one or three.
Oh, his grandma.
Oh yes, grandma need to get her out of here. Shit. But anyway, since he going to bed, you ain't gotta lock it. Since
He might run in here.
okay. Anyway, you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, no, you're fine. That's what's up. I love to see that. Especially, in our community when you have so many people who don't have that type of relationship with their families for
Mm-hmm.
obvious reasons. And so when I see that we can still be who we are and
Mm-hmm.
still have that closeness with our families, and it's just a beautiful thing, man.
It
I love
is. Hey,
it.
me too. So I complain a little bit here and there, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, it can be a
I
little
feel you.
draining. Now, I wish I had them around. I started having kids when I was 16. Shit, I'll be ready now. My grandkids be like in my 30s. They're like, yes, come on, we can hang out. Now I'm 63. I don't want to be bothered half the time. The juice is dead. God,
I had kids when I had my kids when I was young. So
okay,
all my grandbabies, I have three grandbabies. I
okay.
have one that's 9, 6 year, the other one's 6 years old, and the other one is 2.
Oh,
So
you
when
started
I
from
get to see,
scratch with two.
yeah, and I'm 45, and I
Okay.
got three grandbabies. So
So you got that young juice still. Oh, I'm on the
yeah,
reserve
yeah.
tank, baby.
But
I'm on
it's all good. I
it
love when I
is.
get my grandbabies. When they come around, and hopefully I'll see them this weekend for the holidays. I'm gonna stop by and take them some stuff.
Okay, so you all live in the same area?
Yes, so we all live in the same city.
That's
Thank
good.
thank God. And you never know when that might change. So
Hmm.
because kids tend to get up and they get married, they move out of state, and I might move myself. I was
Hmm.
telling my last guest on the podcast that the state that I live in is not a state that I really want to spend the rest of my life,
Okay.
because it's just I feel like I'm kind of, it's not as diverse here as I would like it to be in our
Okay.
lesbian community. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to move around and experience life now that my kids are grown. Why not? But yeah, it's like when I'm very weary about those abusive types,
Mm.
those women who have those bad attitudes, and you can see them coming a mile away because they
Mm.
have control issues.
Mm.
They tend to want everything their way, and they quick tempered. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
so I already know what you're talking about when you
Man,
talk about old girl.
I had no idea. I had no idea that you guys were like corresponding with one another because she was like, I was under the impression that she was just trying to trying to connect with me.
Hmm.
I didn't know that she was reaching outside to having conversations with other people. I guess I should say that, which is cool because we weren't like in a committed relationship or anything. But I was, going in with my thinking that okay, maybe she's trying to, build something, start get a little something started. But I'm glad everything happened the way it's supposed to. I'm so she was exposed, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
she, I just feel like I don't know. Me and her are completely different frequencies when it comes to, and it sounds like that was the same for you and her as well.
Woo, I don't, yeah, because I got I didn't have any issues with her. It was her who had issues with me. And so she decided she no longer wanted to be friends or try to be friends. And so I'm like, okay, that's a choice you make, and I wish you wouldn't make it, but that's how you feel. That's how you feel,
Mhm.
and that's
Mhm.
how it ended. She called herself, cutting me off, and then months later, she up on Facebook talking about she moved in with somebody somewhere else, and they got into an abusive relationship, and she need money to get her and her daughter back home, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't good enough though, you know, but you thought this person was the shit, so yeah, they out there jumping on you. Now you sleeping in the car because you ain't, yeah, you
Oh
can't stay in
wow.
the house with them and all that. Yeah, it was kind of weird asking for help to get back home. I almost gave in and sent her some. I thought about sending her some change, so because she had a daughter with her.
Mhm.
But then I said no, no, because I need to shadow work. I need to work on myself. So I need to take that money, work on myself, and not, you know, help her out since I was the problem. You know.
And honestly, how do you know if she's being honest about that?
I don't know, and I didn't care to know because I didn't send her anything, and I didn't write her. I haven't spoken to her since she. That's a lie. When she called herself cut me off, I think I hit her up on Messenger, just talking shit, and she don't ever hit me up again. I was like, okay, no worries, I'll never hit you up again.
Oh
And then,
wow.
that situation rose up, and I didn't respond to it or anything. And then now all of a sudden, 'cause we're in another group together. I didn't know she was in that group, but I would post certain things and she would make comments on it. I'm like, oh, we on good terms now because now you commenting on my shit. Are you laughing at my stuff? Is that how it is? So I was like, okay, I don't have no, it's whatever. I ain't trying to relink up or anything. It's just, I see her comments. She said happy birthday on my post. Like, cool, and left it at that. You know, sometimes you just remember the bridges you burn. You can't do that,
Mhm. Mhm.
especially if you have no reason for it. You know.
Yeah. So let me ask you then, because you're on the West Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she is all the way on the East Coast.
South Carolina or something like that.
Mhm.
North Carolina, something like. I don't know where she is right now, but I know it was at one point she was somewhere around North Carolina or South Carolina or something.
So how do you feel about the whole like long
Long
distance dating
distance
thing?
thing.
Yeah.
That is a good. You know what? I think it could work if you have the right person. I
Mhm.
think if both parties, excuse me, are able to have an open line of communication about
Mhm.
where they see this thing going and how the actuality of how it's going to play out, because you can't always be there. Uh,
Mhm.
if you're a person who likes closeness and a lot of attention and affection, that might not work for you,
Mhm.
but if you can handle that kind of thing, you can talk on the phone often. You can video chat often. You can see each other whenever you can see each other until things come to a place where decide you want to move together. I think it can work. The only relationships I've had so far have been long distance ones.
Really?
Now, mm-hmm, the uh, the young
Hmm.
lady that likes that, I don't know how to phrase it. She's a dope person. We're cool. We connected through the group.
Uh-huh.
She lives in Chicago, you
Oh.
know,
Is this
and
the one you're dating now?
we're not dating. We're getting to know. We're starting off
Okay.
a
Okay.
foundation of just being friends, and so
Gotcha.
she knows all about my recent situation with, you know,
What's her
uh,
name?
lights. Yeah, lights girl. What's her
The
name?
lice chick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then she's in her grieving process because she just lost her partner to death about 9 months ago or so. And
Oh
so
wow.
it's just, just taking it easy, just taking it slow. I'm guarded. I am really guarded about opening up my heart to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because again, the last few attempts to have relationships have been, you know, screwed up, and I think it's because of me having a type, you know, and I had to get past that type situation.
Uh-huh.
My type is sassy as hell. That mouth, I like that sassy ass mouth. Really,
It can
nah.
be sexy. It can be sexy when you have a strong-minded, um, talk her mess, take no mess type of female. But whoo, Jesus, you gotta have a I mean, you have to be able to handle that type of woman. You know what I mean?
I can handle
I'm
it.
not saying
I can
handle
handle it.
it,
They
but
can't handle me
oh
because I'm gonna
man,
speak my mind too. You know, I can. You can't just say what you want to say and don't think I can't say what I want to say. And I'm not being mean or facetious with it. I'm just gonna tell you how it is on my
hmm
end, my perspective of it. So most times, 9 out of 10, they don't want to hear that shit. They just want to hear what they. Hey, listen, comply with what I have to say to you, ma'am. Okay. Like, oh, girl, you tell me, listen, this, and I said, listen to her one day. She said, don't tell me to listen. I'm like, girl, who you think you're talking to? I can say whatever I want. But to keep the peace, I just let her talk her shit, and then whenever I felt like I wanted to say what I wanted to say, I said it. You know. But then
it's
again, it goes back to me having a type. My type had to be, proportioned a certain way and look a certain way. And I said, no, that ain't it. That's not working, Yvonne. It's not working for you. So you gotta go back to the drawing board and start all over again and look at the person how they treat you and
hmm
how their heart is towards you, in spite of what you like, the physicality of it all.
hmm
You know.
Is it just the physical for you, or are there certain characteristics that you like about a woman?
Um. Okay. The old me would say yes. It was more physical. I mean, I would. Something had to capture my. It had to be a smile or their
Okay.
eyes or the shape of their figures or something. It had to be something like that to catch me. And then if their conversation was dope, I'm like, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
I want to entertain this, you
hmm
know. But now I'm looking at it like I don't care about the size, the shape of the body. No, I don't want to be no ugly mugly. Now, don't get me wrong, but that's not the most important thing now. Most
It's not
important
for
thing is,
me either.
yeah, can they hold a decent conversation?
hmm
You know,
Do they have a good heart?
do
That,
you
that's
have that?
that's so important to me.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
honestly, it's funny that you say that because I'm so intentional about the type of women I date now.
Mm-hmm.
When 20 years ago I wasn't, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess I wasn't as thoughtful about it back then because I
Mm-hmm.
was I was chasing after looks. I was chasing after the the big
Curvaceous
booty
body,
and
that banging ass
yeah,
body. Yeah,
the the pretty smile and you
all
know
of that.
all that. But nowadays it's like I look at a woman, I meet a woman, and can I bring her around my grandbabies?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Would I feel comfortable with introducing her to my mom?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
is she someone who I can trust with money?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's so many questions I ask now myself. I have these conversations with myself before when
Mm-hmm.
I meet someone, and I think to myself like, if I wouldn't trust her with my grandbabies, there's no way.
I
Yeah.
That right there is definitely key in
hmm
selection of who you choose to want to bring around your family, because
hmm
family is everything and you want them to be safe at all times,
Exactly.
you
I don't
know
I don't want I don't want my it's like I've been in a relationship before where my kids will, they witnessed me arguing with my significant
partner.
other,
Hmm.
and it's like they have seen the good and the bad of the
Mhm.
relation, and I don't want that anymore. It's like I want a woman who not necessarily, I don't know a good way to put it. Someone who, I can feel comfortable with and not be worried about if she's gonna pop off over the littlest
Mhm.
thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Mhm. I
It's
totally
like
understand.
it's so important to me now. And I honestly, like, my kids are grown. Like, my youngest is 22 years old, and I still won't even bring a woman around my children unless I am that sure about this woman. You know what I mean? Oh, did I lose you? I think I lost her. Let's see if she gonna come back in. But it's so important to me that, having that type of person who, for me, I can bring around my family and say that I can trust this person in the presence of my, around the people who I care about the most. So I'm very intentional about who I date nowadays. And if I do date someone and, I see, hey, I got you back. Yeah, and if
Yeah.
I see that red flags, early on, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I do. But uh, um, I gotta admit though, for me, I had to begin to actually really do some self examination and self work because I can always say that somebody else has red flags, but I have them too.
Yeah.
So I had to begin to realize what my red flags were, and a part of my, I know for sure, a couple of them is just I open up. I have the tendency to open up too quickly.
Hmm.
That's a red flag. So what is it about me that of myself that would make me do that? Is it because it's something rooted deeply from childhood?
Hmm.
Maybe it was abandonment issues. I had to think about that kind of thing. So um, now that I know now better, I do better. You know, but I have some triggers still. Like with the friend I have now, I think she's a wonderful person, and I'm not saying that this friendship couldn't evolve into something great, but because I have been wounded,
Hmm.
I'm in little any little thing that doesn't look right to me, I'm ready to just go in my head about it. Oh, okay, I see you pulling the same shit that somebody else pulled, and it doesn't even have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So
It
that
it
just
may
goes,
not be right.
yeah, it just goes to show me, okay, you still got to heal some more.
Hmm.
You still got to do some more work. Because if it's just your friend, why are you getting moved in your feelings about something that could be as innocent as hell? You know.
It sounds
So.
like, okay, I had to do the same type of work on myself because I would get too emotionally involved too quickly as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to check myself about that because it's just extremely unhealthy.
Very, very
Hmm.
much so. And I think being an empath, and maybe you are too.
I
Being an
am.
empath, we gravitate towards certain people and certain things that their energy that they give off. You
Hmm.
know, I don't know if it's because we can feel certain things that we tend to lean into or become attached to
Hmm.
so easily. So yeah, you gotta. I just have to, again, like you said, those red flags on somebody else. You gotta, okay, check yours too. because
Mm-hmm.
if they're able to pull you in, there's something wrong. Because you know that hasn't worked for you in the past. So why is it working now? Why is that red flag? You overlooking that red flag? It's
So
just
how do you know when to because I guess in the past it's been hard for me to set those boundaries for myself. Like, at what point do you know you're like getting too involved too quickly?
oh man, that's a good question. How do you know when you? I don't. Well, let me put it like this. I have learned that when I can't when I can't keep a person out of my head,
Mm-hmm.
the thoughts are constantly revolved around what I can do or how we can become or what we can become. Um, then I know that I'm opened up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
too soon, too fast. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, instead of just saying, "All right, hey, listen, if I don't get a call, because I'm something's been consistent, and then the consistency falls off. Now I know, okay, you've invested too much of your emotions now because now you're feeling this kind of way because this person is, you know, dropped off the routine. What is that? What is that all about? I mean, you've opened up, Yvonne, a little bit more than you should have because you haven't, especially if you've had conversations about where you want this relationship to go or how you want this relationship to go, the pace of it. And if I go beyond the pace of what we both agreed upon, then I know I've opened up a little bit too soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now I have
I,
to.
I think that's a good point to make because it's like you said, you're supposed to have these conversations or early on, and then when you overstep your bounds, it's time to step back and be like, okay, hold
Yeah,
up, wait a
regroup.
minute. How
Try to
about we
regroup.
just you
Shit,
know
try to regroup.
and my thing is I tend to, okay, so because I still got some work I have to do on
Mhm.
myself, and so I'm not
Oh,
dating right now
to the day we
because
die.
yeah, I mean, it is a lifelong thing. It's a
Mm.
lifelong journey,
Hmm.
and I feel like a lot of times, like if I when I date someone, I get emotionally. I
Invested.
start to feel something for them, and then I'd be like, oh, hold up, wait a minute, I can't. I'm not about. I put my wall up, and then I would, sometimes I would just completely just fall back, and
Mm.
because of fear, and
Mhm.
that's not good either because I honestly have just, you know, there's been some really great women I've met over the years who I've, just let go because of my own fear. It wasn't really anything they were doing wrong.
Mhm.
And so it's like I'm playing a balancing act with my
Mhm.
with my own emotions, and I really just need to stop overthinking everything.
Totally. I get it because I overthink a lot too. Like you in your
Hmm.
head, get out your head. You don't have to be like that, you know. But I tell you what, I can relate to you being guarded.
Hmm.
I understand why you're guarded from previous hurts and stuff like that. However, for me, because I'm guarded too, like with Nita, um, she has done nothing to exhibit anything, but she's given me everything that I couldn't get from anybody else. She's very thoughtful. She's very giving. She's very nurturing. And those are all the things that I look for in a partner. However, because of my previous hurts, I'm like, this is like almost too good to be true. Maybe I don't want to just jump in like I normally would because if anything changes, she flips the script just a little bit, then I'm gonna be tripping. That's a trigger. Now I'm gonna be like, "Oh, no, yep." Yep, I knew I shouldn't have did. I tell you the honest God truth. I experienced that shit last night. That's like, why are you tripping? Get out your head. You just friends. Why does it matter that you feel like she hasn't reached out to you, or you felt like the energy shifted a little bit? It's
Hmm.
okay, Yvonne. So I have to talk to myself. It's okay because you're not there yet. You both know the basis of the the relationship. The foundation is just being built. I'm not expecting anything from her other than just to be a friend.
Hmm.
It's we talk, we flirt, all the time, but she knows that I'm not ready, and
Hmm.
I don't think she says she's ready to date only me though,
Oh, okay. So
and I'm
she's
like,
already invested.
yes, she's just drawn to me. She's been drawn to me for since the first time we've ever talked,
Hmm.
but during that time she was um in between her relationship with her partner that she just lost, so I wasn't forcing anything. I was out here doing me. I wasn't looking for anybody. I'm still not looking for anybody. I just happened to run across Psycho, and just she intrigued me. She did what she could. And she ran a little whoop de whoop game on her sister.
Oh my God.
So I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. It was sweet while it lasted, but the reality of it is, she just wasn't for me. And the lesson learned is, you know, um, just don't overlook the red flags. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's good for you. You know.
Let me ask you something. Um,
Mhm.
because one of the things I really wanted to ask you, because I know that you're older.
Mhm.
And what I've heard from some of my older friends is that the dating pool gets a lot smaller the older you get. Is that true?
I guess it would depend on what you're looking for. If you're looking whatever that is that you're looking for and you don't find it out, then yeah, I guess you consider it to be smaller. You
Hmm.
know. Um, but like you said earlier, I wasn't looking. I'm not looking. You know.
Uh-huh.
I like for it to come organically when it happens. And I think this is an organic relationship because I wasn't looking for her and she wasn't looking for me. We just, talking and flirting, and that was pretty much it is what it is.
Hmm.
So for me, going back to if it's small, it's because I have a certain type that I'm looking for. So yeah, it might be a little smaller because I want this woman to be in her uh, early 40s, late 50s, somewhere around in there. And I want her to have a certain body type, or I want her to,
Hmm.
yeah, that might be the condition for the dating pool being small for me because I like this particular type.
Do you date women your age or
I
older?
dated anyone. I like younger women.
You like younger? Okay,
Yeah, and
that's
I have yet to meet. Now, I would not say that I wouldn't date a woman my age. I just haven't run across one that you know, s- you know, caught my interest. Most
now
times.
you seem
Mhm.
to be very very healthy and outgoing from what
Mhm.
I've seen. Just from following you for the last few years. That we've been friends on
Right.
social media. What do you do to keep yourself up so well? I've always admired like how you dress real nice. You always put well put together and stuff. I noticed that about you. So
Thank you. Thank you. My ass is lazy. I don't know. I don't exercise. I don't do any of that junk. I need to. Shoot, get rid of some of these pounds. But no, I just, I really don't do anything to keep myself athletically
hmm.
inclined or anything like that. So I just like to keep myself up.
Hmm.
Um, but as far as exercising and walks and stuff like that, I don't do any playing sports, that kind of thing. I mean, I would, I just don't. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I do like to keep myself up. I've always liked to keep myself up, and so uh, yeah. And I don't ever, because I'm 63.
Hmm.
My mindset is not, my mentality is not aged. I don't feel like I have to dress like my mother did when she was in
Hmm.
her 60s, or my great grandmother, or somebody like that. That's not how I feel. I don't see myself like that. I see myself as
Yeah.
being youthful, and
Hmm.
I like what I like. So I just do me.
So let me ask you, it brings me to another question then. Would you date a woman who has young children? How would you feel about raising another family?
Mm. If I love the woman, I'd be all right with it.
Really?
I would be all right with it.
Hmm.
If I love the woman, if the children were loved me, and then we got along well, I don't see any problem with it. But now we talking about how many children though. That's the thing. You talking about one or two, yeah, we can go with that. But if you talking about a tribe, nah, I can't do it. I'm barely making it with my grandkids. I can't do it.
So, okay, scenario then.
Okay.
She is 42 years old,
Mm-hmm.
just got divorced.
Okay.
Um, maybe she got a 2 year old and a 5 year old.
Mm. Whoa. A 2 year L and a 5 year old, man. Listen, I'm 63. I I can do it. I can do
Oh,
it.
oh my. You
I can do it.
committed. You commit to it, huh?
Yeah, I would commit
Okay.
to it. If
I
the
feel you.
woman, if we were totally sold out to each other, definitely. Because I don't, children. To be honest with you, children keep you a lot younger
Hmm.
than you think. And they keep you up to date on what's going on out here in the world and stuff like that. So I could do it, but I have to know that this is a relationship that's solid,
Hmm.
that we're in this thing together. We're building a future for our family. I could do it. Yeah. What about you? Yeah, you seem like you got real iffy on that one. Like, hell to the no.
You a real one for that, fam. I ain't gonna lie to you
I ain't starting over.
because I don't know about raising another family at this point in my life. I've been raising kids for 30 years. My son will be 30 next year in
Okay.
May. So
Okay.
it's like I've been raising kids for 30 years, and I started young. You know what I mean? I started like I had him at 15.
Okay. That's
So
not
it was
bad.
always I don't know, it's like I would really, really, I'm like you, I have to really love this woman, and she has to really, really, really be the one for
And
me to
yeah,
make that type of commitment. Because
maybe
that's
because it is like almost starting over.
it is. It
I
is.
think I think it's easier though. If I had to, if I had to deal with a woman that had children, I would rather have somebody have younger children. Um,
Hmm.
because they can grow to love you. If you're dealing with somebody who has teenagers, they're almost pretty much set in their ways or their idea of who they're gonna like and how they're gonna like you. If they're not gonna like you, and they can give you cause problems in the relationship.
Hmm.
You know, and I wouldn't want that because I wouldn't want any mother to have to choose between me and their kid. So if your kid's been disrespectful to me, but you love me and you love your kid, and I'm telling you, hey, I'm not with that disrespect. You gotta go with your kids. You know, and I wouldn't want to put anybody in a position to say, well, babe, they're almost, they're teenagers and they'll give no. They know. Kids know. If I have how to be smart assed,
Hmm.
they know. So if they can't give me the respect that I give them, no, I don't. I don't. I'd rather walk away and let you deal with your kid because I would never want that child to resent you. because you chose a relationship over them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's a difficult thing. I think for a lot of single moms out there, especially in our community, you really it's such a thin line to walk. I want to
mm,
say, when you have young children or kids, period, and you're dating, and not just in the gay community, but in general, even if it's a heterosexual relationship, the kids, they're going to play a huge part in that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to
absolutely,
come first.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think for me, I think it's like I've always had to be a parent. So
Mhm.
at this point in my life, I don't want to. I would prefer to date a woman
Without children,
without children.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But God
And it,
forbid that one come along that open that nose up and she got a little 9-month old on her hip. You'll be
ooh,
like, ooh,
yeah.
don't fight it. Don't fight it.
She would have to be like financially like well off. She has to be able to support herself in
Of
every
course.
way in her child.
Yeah.
Because I can't see it otherwise. I mean, if she has adult children, then I'm cool with that. But I don't know about babies, man.
Baby babies. No baby baby. No
No
infants.
baby babies. No baby
No
baby. And then
toddlers.
I'm always like in my head about the baby daddy as well. You know,
Oh,
like what?
yeah.
Why are y'all? This you have a 9-month old, but you guys are not together anymore. What's up with that?
Yeah, that could be a problem too.
Yeah.
That could be a problem. And there are those who have surrogate children, and women that can't conceive or don't want to necessarily um, have to go through the process of being with a man to have a kid. But the baby mama daddy or whatever you want to call it, I don't know what to call it. They be tripping sometimes too, bro. It's like you can't win
It's
for losing.
it's hard.
It is. It is. But I don't know. I what it depends on the woman. I don't
It
know. It
depends on
depends
the
on the
woman. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It really do depend on the woman. On the woman.
woman. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she has to. I'm not gonna take too much more of your time here. We got a few more minutes. I got one other question for you.
absolutely.
Um, so a friend of mine, she's like in her mid 50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and her talk a lot, and she was telling me that I have a lot of the same questions for her all the time. We talk about everything, but it was one time we was talking about who we would date, what our age limits are. And
Mm-hmm.
I always say I'll go 10 years younger, 10 years older.
Mm.
Um, and I'm 45.
Mm.
So her thing is she would go 10 years younger, but she would not go, and I can't remember her age exactly. I think she's 54, 55. She won't
Mm-hmm.
go 10 years older.
Mm.
Cause she's like, I'm not taking care of nobody who is partially in their deathbed. Like, I know, right? She's like, everybody I know that in their 60s, they sick, they got medical stuff. I'm like, well, shoot, I'm 40 and I got medical stuff.
Age ain't got nothing to do with
It
health,
don't got
right?
nothing to do with it.
Nothing. Not a thing.
So, do you? Is that like a thing for you? Is that the reason why you're pretty healthy for your age? But is that the reason why you don't date women your age? Is because of some of the health issues women have when they get in their 60s and
Nah. I've just never been attracted to women my age. You know, just never been attracted to women my age. Not to say that if one came across my path that was my age and she was taking good care of herself, and she, when I say good care, she was taking care of her body and eating properly and doing all the things that we're supposed to do,
Hmm.
And she looked good. Hell yeah, I talked to her. You know.
I'm telling you, I break my
Oh,
rule for Angela Bassett.
listen. You ain't saying nothing but a word. Let
She's
that
so
chick
damn
talk.
fine.
Ooh, said Lord, cut all up. I'm like, baby, yes, you can talk to me. See what I'm saying? That type right there, girl. That type.
Man,
That
she's
type.
so fine. I'm like, how you 63 and that damn fine? I think she's
Oh,
64 now.
oh, and looking good. And see, I'm saying, taking care of yourself.
Hmm.
But I'm 63. When I date someone 73, again, that's she'd have to really be in shape, health
Put
wise.
together. Yeah,
Yeah, health
I
wise.
feel. I
Because
feel.
everybody needs somebody when you get when yeah, your body takes a toll on you. You can again, it could be in your 30s, it could be in your 20s. Are you gonna walk away from somebody because of that?
No,
No,
right.
unless it becomes too overwhelming.
Hmm.
Now, if it becomes too overwhelming, then I can see it's costing you your own health and your own mental state. You might have to,
Hmm.
but if you can handle it, why walk away? Why walk away? Nothing changed. Love is love. The
Yeah.
physicality of it. If you just cause you can't do some of the same physical things doesn't mean that you give up on somebody. You know.
There's always look. There's always cards, right? We play the
Oh,
card games. We can watch
man,
movies together.
all kind of good stuff you can still do.
Yep.
Sex is cool, but it's not everything.
It's
Unless
not.
you're a nymphomaniac, something like that.
And in some of these groups, there's a lot of those.
Oh man, and if you feel like that, go ahead and get you a what do you call these polyamorous relationships?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's another podcast episode. We gonna talk about that one. I don't know which one. That's actually one of my podcast episodes. We're gonna talk about
Oh,
poly
all right,
relationships. So
we can
stay
do that.
tuned for that.
All right, I can get with you on.